Joe, GoonerTube, and I've got Adam with me. And after a very, very disappointing result at home to Leicester City, something that we were all afraid might happen, and it did happen. And the very person that scored the goal is the person that we all predicted may get in behind the defence and score. But Adam, you want to pick up on something particular that you were talking about? Do you want to just tell us about that?
Yeah, I think the frustrating thing overall is just the pace of the game. No one looking for the ball, not moving it quickly, 10 touches when one will do. I think one of the biggest culprits today was Granit Xhaka. He looked slow, he was laboured. There were times he was getting the ball, he didn't know what he was going to do. There was no thought process. And when he got the ball, instead of looking forward, he takes another touch. He looks sideways, looks backwards, and then he turns into trouble. We've seen it time and time again. He's a player that you want to like, that you feel like you should defend him because he's had so much stick. And then when he has a good performance, he gets overpraised for it. Mm-hmm. But actually, how long? He's 28 years old now. How long can we keep backing Granit Xhaka and saying he's the answer to our midfield?
Was you surprised?
Doesn't have the legs.
Was you surprised to see him in? I'll let you come back on that in just a second. Was you surprised to see him in the position that Arteta chose for him today? Was you surprised at seeing him there?
A bit, but I think Partey dropped a lot deeper as the game went on. Then for the Leicester goal, Xhaka's the furthest back. He's watching Uder. He's watching him. He's literally watching him, and then as the ball comes over, he takes his eye off and lets him run. And once again, he's gone. Yep. In behind. Simple ball. Vardy's going to score that all day long. Mm-hmm. And I think I personally, I've no idea where I would play Xhaka. He's one of those players that you look at, different managers have tried him in different roles. He seems to play best when he's got someone like Torreira beside him who just wins the ball, gives it to him. But he needs that number 10 ahead of him. And he performed best when he has Ozil or someone like that who can pick the ball up. You need someone coming to him to drag the defender away and give him that outlet to play the ball over the top. Mm-hmm. Lacazette doesn't do that. If you look at Firmino for Liverpool, Firmino's dropping back, creates a big gap, Salah and Mane straight in behind, and they can play that ball over the top. And Henderson, when he gets it, he just thinks forward, one touch. It's never more than sort of 2-3 touches with him.
I watched it with my dad and my brother, and the one thing that my dad said towards the end is we seem to have there's no real penetration. There's no putting people under the pressure, especially against, Brendan Rodgers' team. We kind of know how they were going to set up tonight. We kind of know what he was going to do and how he was going to make the team behave, and then keep Vardy back, and then possibly wait till the legs were a little bit weighty, and then put him on the shoulder of one of the weakest defenders, which we thought was going to be Luiz when myself and Kaya talked about the way that we thought Arteta was going to set the defence up. But it was so typical, wasn't it? He went on Mustafi's shoulder, and we knew there was only going to be one outcome there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same every time we play Leicester. Vardy does the same thing, and we don't learn. So, but absolutely right on the penetration, and I think it wasn't just as we went forward. If you look at the ball when Gabriel's carrying it out from defence, even Mustafi was as well, there's a gap between the defence and the midfield. It's so disjointed throughout each tier of the team. And Gabriel gets the ball, he looks for it, and somebody should be coming, showing. Even I expected more from Partey today as well. Just very basic things like coming and collecting the ball, giving it, showing yourself, giving it to the fullback, just linking play in the most basic of ways. And then again, when it goes through the midfield, we don't have that player coming deep to win it. Our midfielders aren't our wingers aren't explosive enough, and Lacazette just looked laboured all day.
If this is a sign of what would you put this down to? Would you put this down to the way Leicester played for the reason why we weren't doing what we were doing? Because we know we're capable of more than this, or do you think that maybe there was slight confusion in what we were supposed to be doing, hence those gaps? Or do you think it was purely down to the way Brendan Rodgers set his team up against us?
I think if you look at the first half, we had 11 shots, something like that. We had loads of we were really going at Leicester, and it looked like a goal was going to come. And then second half, it was the same against City. We had a great first half, and I don't know if it's fitness, sort of just motivation, what it is. It's hard to really sort of dive into what it is, but we're dropping off loads in the second half.
Yeah.
And it is really worrying. And again, it's 2 weeks in a row that we haven't scored. And the goal obviously was disallowed tonight. And when I watch the replays, although no player touches the ball, Xhaka's right in front of the keeper, and he does jump and let it go through his legs.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
so if it was offside,
he kind of was interfering in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know yourself, if you were playing as a centre half and that ball comes through and someone lets it run through their legs, you shouting for that to be offside all day long.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was one, when I saw it, I was annoyed, but when I saw the replays, it was fair enough.
And Laka was quite frustrating tonight, wasn't he?
Unbelievable. It was frustrating because at times he was our hardest working player in the second, their half. He was the most involved, but his touch was like a trampoline. And whenever he did get the ball, whenever it came near him, he just didn't look ready for it. He wasn't on his toes, just flat-footed. And it's, again, he's another player I can't work out, because I watched him a lot at Lyon. Loved watching him. And then he's come to Arsenal. He's never looked fit.
And did you find that they did a job on Xhaka tonight?
Yeah. But again, he's played 3 games this week, and or did he play midweek? But either way,
I'm not sure if he did, you know.
Yeah, I think Saka is one of those. He's 19 and he's going to have quieter games. So to be honest, I wasn't impressed with Leicester. I thought they just did the very basic requirements to shut us out, and we didn't create anything. We didn't press them hard enough, and we just didn't do enough overall. And there's been a few times like that where the opposition manager, they've said he got everything right, and actually you look at it and you think that's just Arsenal have been bad.
Okay, so just moving forward, what do you think? I mean, we've got another big game coming up. What do we need to change?
It's hard to really know. I guess tonight was the first time we tried a 4-3-3, and we do want to see that moving forward. I want to see Aubameyang through the middle. I want to see Pepe starting, and I want to see Saka out left as a proper winger. So give him the opportunity to really get him behind and just get Aubameyang in the middle. We can't have him beating players wide, trying to put the ball in the box. We want him in the box, getting on the end of things. And if he's there, he'll get you 20 goals a season off scraps.
Otherwise, it's a little bit hard to wonder where some of these goals are going to come from. I mean, you're talking about down the middle. I've always kind of said if we were going to play a 3, you'll play him on the left of the 3 because he likes to cut in. And you're saying about sticking Saka wide. Are you talking then about playing him on the wide of a 4 in the middle?
No, as a 4-3-3.
Oh, so okay.
Uba through the middle with Saka on the left, Pepe on the right, and then Ceballos, Partey, and probably Xhaka just because of our lack of options. But yeah, and I would like to see Reece Nelson get a chance as well, because I think he's a player who takes people on. And right now we don't really have anyone. Pepe, again, he looked a bit lost when he came on. I can't work Pepe out. So
I don't think Pepe can work Pepe out at the moment.
I think it's going to be a long time before we work out what Pepe's all about.
Yeah. Same here. Well, thanks for talking to me anyway. And
no problem.
You know, it's a very, very disappointing evening, but we're Arsenal supporters, and we've had a few disappointing results over the years. But if this is all part of the learning process of getting to play the Arteta way, then we've got to take these losses. Could have done without it, though. Eh?
We could always do without it.
Yeah, I suppose
it's been a long time.
I suppose so. Yeah. All right, thanks, mate.
All right, cheers, mate. Have a good night.
Thank you, cheers. And you.